know you before. Is it by force to have your money? So eventually I collected the money. As I collected the money, I just walked like maybe 1, 2, 3 steps. Another man just came. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, my name is Chinyere Ado. I'm a Nigerian based in South Africa and I am a fashion designer. So if you're just stopping for the very first time, please don't make it your last. Subscribe already, like my video. If you watch this video to the end and you like it, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. And for my newest subbies in the house, for my returning subscribers, for my OGs, waiting they happen, waiting they saw. Today I'll be talking about my Lagos sugar daddy experience. Yes, I'm a baby girl. So the story goes like this. I'm a makeup artist too. I learned how to do makeup before I went to the fashion school, and I kind of worked with that. And I had this client. She was getting married, so she wanted a pre-wedding photo shoot, and I went for that. After the makeup job and everything, we went to ShopRite in Ikeja. For my Nigerian people, you know where I'm talking about. Went to ShopRite in Ikeja to get something. It was late. It was really late. I think it was around 8 o'clock. It was getting dark already, and getting there, I was just picking things. She wanted me to get something for her too, so I was just picking these things. I was picking and picking. I think what I bought was about, I think 5,000 or 8,000. I can't remember, but it was not that much. So as I was picking things, one man just came out from nowhere and like, pick more things, I'm going to pay for you. I used to hear about that somebody will just come pick, I'll pay. I'm like, wait till they do this one. He was like, well, where did you come from? And he was like, pick more things, I'm going to pay for it. And looking at this man, I was just sizing him like, is it me you want to embarrass? You want to disgrace me? I beg you. I just walked past. I picked. After picking, I got to the cashier, and he came. He was like, I said you should pick more things. And I'm like, is it my fault? Why you falsing me? Is it my fault? Is it my fault to not want to pick more things? He was insisting, oh, pick. And after I paid for my stuff, I carried my basket and I carried my stuff, and I was going out with my younger sister because she was there with me. And as we were walking out, this man kept disturbing me that I must collect the cash, because he wants me to have the money. I don't know you before. Is it by force to have your money? So eventually I collected the money. As I collected the money, I just walked like maybe 1, 2, 3 steps. Another man just came. This one was way older than this one. This man should be in his maybe early 50s or late 50s. He was old, but he was just still trying to do those yuppie kind of men, as if they are young. You know, those kind of old men that they still want to be bouncing. So just entered an Igbo man, typical Igbo man. Just entered and he was like, I'm like, what's happened? Who is this one? It was like, he was the one that asked the other man to give me the money. At this stage, the money was still in my hand, and I'm like, take your money. He was like, no. No stress. No, it's just something that I do. Whenever I see somebody, sometimes I just feel like blessing them. So you're just lucky. You're just one of the lucky girls. And I'm like, is this not a problem that I've entered like this? What kind of wala is this? My mother-in-law will say, only shoe wala bon. But the Anichugo people, only shoe wala bon. And I'm like, and it's late, it was dark. At this point, I was now scared because I'm like, hey, I don't know this man. This one gave me money. Another one come outside, say he was one that asked that one to give me money. Which kind of thing is this one? And he was like, can I get your number? He was walking. I was walking so fast. He was walking behind me so fast, and it was kind of embarrassing, you know, like an old man trying to get a number from a young girl. You know, that kind of situation. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, Chichi, just give this man your number. Just give him wrong number. And for some reasons, I don't know, I gave him my actual number, and he called that number immediately there. My phone rang. I'm like, hey, I give this man my number. So in my mind, I'm like, fine, I'll delete it, Abby. Let this man just leave me alone. After after giving this man my number, he kept on following me, and I'm like, yo, I've given you my number already. You can just call me, right? And as he was talking, he was just looking like as if there's somebody that is trying to give some other people sign, like follow that girl, you know, those kind of sign, like follow her, you follow that her. I was scared. I was scared at this time. Like I was so scared. I was just walking fast. I was looking at my right. I was running to the parking lot, and I got there. I entered. I was shaking. Hey, immediately I deleted his number. I blocked his number. I deleted it, and I was scared that maybe this man is going to track me with my number home. I got home late, no lights. NEPA, they did us bad. There was no electricity, power holding, no lights. Everywhere was dark, and we got home. I entered. I was still scared. Hey, I was scared with fear. I slept off with fear. I didn't even know when I slept off. And then I woke up the next day. I'm like, I'm still alive. They did not come and kidnap me. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you. I will not do it again. I will not collect money from stranger again. As if that was enough. That morning was on Monday. We went for the photo shoot on Sunday. The photo shoot for the wedding was on Sunday. The next day was on Monday. And then I saw this this MTN Vic something. I can't remember what, but it was MTN, and they sent me 20,000 naira recharge card. Then I opened my phone and I saw it. I'm like, who might have done this? I know it's not my husband, because my husband used to send money directly to my bank account, not on my phone, not on my credit airtime. And I tried calling MTN V something, I can't remember, but MTN something. I tried calling them to know who sent me this this airtime, and they were like, they don't give information about somebody. If I do not know the person, that's fine. They cannot give me the person information. I'm like, this person sent me money, right? And I just want to get the person's number. I just want to know so that I can thank this person. And they're like, no, it was a lady that was talking to me that she cannot give me blah blah blah. It is out of their policy, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, no problem. I already deleted his number, and I kind of just knew that it was this man. And after I called me with another number, and it was like, yo, what's it they sub? Now what for you? Now what for you? I just helped you last night, and what you just thought of is to delete my number and block me. Now what for you? Now so you they do. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know you, and you just gave me money like that. I cannot just trust you. In Nigeria that we are, hey, anything can happen. No ritualists, all those things. I was scared. So I was like, it's fine. Yeah, did I see the airtime he sent? I said yes, thank you. He said, can you just unblock me now? Can you just unblock me? And I'm like, cool, no problem. And then I unblocked the number. This man did not call me. It was on Monday, right? He didn't call me back. Tuesday, he didn't call me. Wednesday, he didn't call me. I think it was on Thursday. I cannot even remember if it was the one that called. No, he called. I was like, okay, so how am I? I said, I'm fine. He just called like, that he's traveling. He was not just, no, sorry, I think I called him. So I called him, and I'm like, who are you, and why will you send me money, and why would you even give me money? He was like, that's just normal, that he does that randomly. He can just see a girl, that it's just that I'm just lucky to just meet him at that particular time, that he does that is just normal. And I'm like, I cannot give you anything in exchange for this. I don't have anything to give in exchange, because you know what goes down when it comes to that. I am giving you something, you give me something. I don't have anything to give in exchange. And you're like, what are you trying to talk about? Who says I want anything in exchange? If I want a girl, I can get a girl like that. So what are you trying to say? I just saw you and I just wanted to help you. It was even, his voice changed. Like, he was kind of upset. Like, why would I bring up that kind of talk, that kind of topic, or that kind of matter? I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I was kind of cool with it. Like, okay, this man is making sense. If you actually wanted a girl, of course you can get any girl that night with even that 20,000. You can. So okay. And it was like, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a fashion designer. Before then, I was having plans to just have a fashion a person that sews for male, and I can just be getting contract for that person, and also be getting my cut, because whenever I make clothes for my female customer, they intend to ask me if I do for male, and because I don't sew for male, I just tell them no. So I was just, at that point in my life, I was just thinking of, okay, let me just get somebody that knows how to sew, a designer that also knows how to sew, and I would just be getting contracts for the person and be also having my own cut, you get. So he asked me that question, and I said yes, that I sew for male. I do not sew for male, but that time I was planning of doing that. So it was like, oh, that he has so many friends that likes to sew native, and they would want to sew, they want to patronize me if he gets to introduce me to them. And I'm like, cool, no wahala. And I was like, okay, like when will I be free? I'm like, I'm always busy. Like only on Sundays. It was like, okay, no problem. Can we meet in that same shop, right? At this time I was just trying to be, careful. Can we meet there? I'm like, no, let's meet in a closer shop, right? There is shop right in Maryland that is closer to my house. Let's meet there. It was like, okay, no wahala. That he lives in Ikeja, so the shop right there is actually closer to his house. So no problem if I want the shop right to be closer to my house. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that day, I think that was on Wednesday or Thursday, we didn't speak till that Sunday. After church, I called to ask if we will still be saying, and it was like, definitely, yeah. So that Sunday, I went to Maryland ShopRite, and I got there. I was calling, his number was not going through. I'm like, hey, I don't enter one chance. What kind of thing is this one? Eventually, he finally picked, and was like, okay, go to the shop and shop. Just pick things. When he said pick things, I was thinking that are we not supposed to be meeting in an eatery or something, like where we can sit down to talk business that I actually came for? So in my mind, I just thought, okay, maybe that was what they're actually talking about. So I was just looking for an eatery that I can just sit down and wait for him. After I called that, are you picking things? Are you picking? I'm like, what am I picking? Which things? No, go to the shop right. Go to the shop right and pick things. Just shop. I'm coming. In my mind, I don't understand again. Which one is going to shop? We are supposed to be sitting down, because we came here for business. As a people girl that I am, I came for business. So he called and asked me to go. Then I got in there. I started picking things. I was with money there in case, so that my enemy will not be shamed. So I was just picking a few things. I was picking, and afterwards this man came with like two of his friends, and he was just walking like a boss. It was as if everybody there even know him, walking like a boss. And he entered. What are you picking? Pick things. Big bag of rice. Or like, see what you're picking. Pick things. I said you should shop. Pick things. In my mind, I'm like, wait, too. This was not what I came here for, uncle. I came here for business. Because we had a conversation on phone, and now you're asking me to pick things. When are we going to sit down to talk? If I am going to start picking all these things, when am I going to even drop them, and then we'll have time, or we'll have to go to somewhere to talk? So it was just like pick things. And then I started picking. I picked and picked. And I got to the cashier. Everything I picked was about 100